Thank you for meeting at such short notice. Number 11. What were your main achievements since being appointed to this council?
Well, we've reduced mean tweets by at least 40% and successfully removed the
Orange Man.
Donald Trump.
And yet you've done nothing about child exploitation on this platform, have you, Number 11?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what...
Do not concern yourself. The culprit is known to me, and I have decided upon the appropriate action. Thank you for your service. Now, who's next?
Now, Elon Musk, love him or hate him, at least he's so transparent and accountable, he's releasing public videos of his meetings. What other tech CEO is doing that? No one else. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Zugradowski here of WeAreChange.org, and we have a plethora of absolutely crazy news and bombshells to get into today, as there's a lot of woke craziness and insanity all around us. This as we are on the brink of a major military escalation inside of Ukraine that even some warmongers are telling them to chill out about. All of this is one of the biggest revelations just came out today of Elon Musk publicly admitting that the U.S. federal government was using your tax dollars in order to spy and censor you. Yes, you heard that correctly. We're going to be getting into that, plus a lot more. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was done by the very talented Steven Voiceover. If he has a YouTube channel, we will be, of course, linking that down in the description below. But this is his Twitter page, and his representation of the dissolvement of the Twitter Trust and Safety Council is absolutely hilarious and probably not as sensationalistic of what the corporate media thinks it is. And personally, I think Steven Voiceover did an incredible job here, and he is definitely worth following for more spicy and edgy content. This all, of course, as the woke Twitter Trust and Safety Council is now gone, but the woke influence is still all around us and unavoidable, as Stanford University just released new guidelines against, quote, harmful language. Yes, just when you thought that the safe space NPC, everyone gets a trophy, super crazy rich white people couldn't get any crazier, we now have a set of guidelines that Stanford University wants to remove from its online properties, including the term America. Yes, yes, you heard that correctly. America and American is a no-go term according to the latest Stanford University standards of language, deeming it, quote, harmful language that is violent and biased that allegedly goes up against their made-up code. This, as of course major universities all throughout the United States have pretty much become a factory producing woke sensitive ninnies that can't even have a real conversation with anyone, as they're becoming more and more triggered by words like American, and we see this reflected in our society as, of course, the woke even eat their own. As Avatar 2 came out, a movie that some people are claiming to be a woke movie, as of course the director, James Cameron here, just a couple days ago came out about the evils of testosterone, calling this key essential hormone to health a, quote, toxin. And even though James Cameron is as woke as it comes, he is still being called out today for cultural appropriation and white savior complex because of his depiction of what happened in Avatar 2. I don't know what happened in Avatar 2. I'm probably not going to see it because of the comments by James Cameron. But to have him criticized this way when he has been one of the biggest proponents of woke ideology is, pretty ironic, to say the least. This as today, we're also learning more about the woke super soldiers of this ideology, and that, of course, is Antifa, as one of their members was just arrested outside of the autonomous zone in Atlanta, Georgia, arresting a 22-year-old man that is the son of a millionaire Maine surgeon that grew up in a gigantic $2 million mansion, complete with, of course, yachts in the same neighborhood from, of course, George H.W. Bush's family compound. Highlighting that, maybe there's a problem with privilege in our society, but none of this might matter as the world is also very close to blowing itself up. This as there have been major escalations in the larger proxy war between the East and the West, between Russia and of course the United States, using Ukraine as their battlefield. This as of course Ukraine has been getting the latest US military technology and striking within Russian territory. All of this as Russia has had a lot of meetings with of course Belarus, which many people anticipate joining this larger conflict that is surely getting out of hand. Now, of course, there's always a lot of people predicting different things. There's the blind psychic Baba Vaga, who's talking about how in 2023 there's going to be a nuclear explosion and bioweapon test on humans, and whether she's correct or not, who knows, but I think it's fair to say that this situation has escalated to an absurd point where even warmongers like Henry Kissinger are coming out and proposing a roadmap to end and de-escalate this conflict. Yes, you heard that correctly. Henry Kissinger, the butcher of Cambodia, has come out and proposed a roadmap to end this proxy war, since he is even seeing it get totally out of hand and out of control. And he is absolutely not wrong here, a statement which I thought I would never really say here, as of course my last kind of conversations with Henry Kissinger didn't go as well. All of this as Henry Kissinger is saying that the fate of territory occupied by Russia before the war should be decided by a vote. Now, of course, Kissinger's proposition here, with all the other details, is very slanted towards the benefit of the West, but with negotiations, you usually set one goal and then compromise and then meet at other goals. This as Kissinger is even essentially asking Ukraine to secede some of its territory in order to have peace here, which is a major big deal. And also, if you remember, something that Elon Musk even proposed and then was vilified for doing so. For some reason, Henry Kissinger is not being vilified, which is pretty curious. I still have a lot to say about Elon Musk, but I have a lot more to say about things that I can't say on this particular platform. Specifically, also when it comes to this larger babushka, talking about her predictions for the future. And I want to talk about that, plus a lot more, and I will later on today on LukeUncensored.com, as in the making of this video, there will be a new video only available for members that is related about all the topics that we cannot get into on this particular broadcast. In today's video, we will be specifically talking about testosterone and masculinity, as well as not only the larger problems plaguing humanity, but also strategies and ways to, of course, get out of the larger problems that are plaguing us, and talking about solutions that we could institute in our lives in order to make ourselves the best version of ourselves. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more. You get so much more as a member of LukeUncensored.com, so if you haven't signed up yet, it's just 50 cents a day. Sign up right now just by simply clicking the link down in the description below and becoming a part of our independent media organization. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of news surrounding Elon Musk as of late, as a lot of people are expecting him to now step down as CEO of Twitter. Who will replace him? What will happen next? Well, only time will tell, and we can only speculate from here. All of this as the corporate media is now attacking him for proposing an idea where in the future only people who have a Twitter Blue subscription that they paid for will be able to actually vote on polls that will actually be able to implement policy on the platform. This, of course, would be a great way to generate money for the platform, which, according to Elon Musk, is not doing well financially, as, of course, he spent a lot of money buying the platform, and he also inherited a lot of debt in order to do so. Debt that looks like it's only going to get worse, as, of course, we also found out from Elon Musk that it was the U.S. government that was actually paying Twitter millions of dollars in order to censor information on this public platform. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is a major bombshell. Not only was the U.S. government going out there and censoring your voice, not only were they using the platform in order to spy on you, in order to, of course, manipulate it for their own personal benefit, for their outcomes that they wanted when it came to elections, but they also used your money that they took away from you in taxes and then used that to bribe Twitter in order to do their own bidding. This is some nefarious behavior, and obviously, with Elon Musk exposing this, he also exposes the fact that the FBI and the federal government probably won't be giving him any money in the future. And we saw the President of the United States kind of hint at this with his very oddly worded statements when it came to him responding to specifically the question of what he thinks of Elon Musk buying Twitter, which he responded to by saying this.
I think that Elon Musk's cooperation and/or technical relationships with other countries is worthy of being looked at. Whether or not he is doing anything inappropriate, I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that it's worth being looked at.
Yeah, pretty sure the country he's mentioning is the country that's been paying them to manipulate the platform and also spy and delete people that they disagreed with, that were joking on them and making satirical comedy posts. And again, this is a big deal. This is a major deal. This should piss off Americans, especially in the peak of this larger economic crisis, as of course the government is just throwing money around everywhere for their own personal benefit. The money that was given to Twitter was given as a, quote, thank you for their services. Thanking them for censoring stories that, of course, they didn't like, of course, the Hunter Biden laptop story, and conducting secret state censorship efforts of the American people. Now, the official tally of what's going on here has accumulated to allegedly $3.5 million, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was more money, especially when it came to grants, tax incentives, and more underhanded black secret money that was transferred from the U.S. government to Twitter to allow it to run its larger psychological operations on, of course, unsuspecting users. This, as some people estimate, that there was at least 15 to as many as 100 people from the intelligence agencies working at Twitter. All of this as it essentially looked like the FBI was running Twitter themselves. Now, in response to this major bombshell released by Elon Musk, he was also asked specifically if he would pledge that Twitter will never accept payment from any government or otherwise to censor or suppress any information, and Elon Musk responded to that saying, absolutely, which I think deserves at least a like here, to say the least. As it's also fair to say that obviously if the federal government was doing this with Twitter, they obviously are doing this with YouTube. They're doing this with, of course, Facebook. They're doing this with all big tech social media platforms. And what effect does this have on our political discourse? Well, obviously the only discourse that the FBI wants you to have, as they are fully censoring and controlling our conversations, our thoughts, and what we're able to see and listen to. This is an absolutely huge Orwellian thought control effort that absolutely deserves to be called out here in more ways than one. This could be one reason why Elon Musk could be complaining about the larger financial insecurities of Twitter, and why potentially he's trying to get people to use Twitter Blue. This says, of course, it's not only the woke mob, it's not only the intelligence agencies, it's not only the corporate media, but also politicians like Elizabeth Warren that are literally interfering in his businesses in order to try to take him down. This says today we're also finding out that Elizabeth Warren has actually written a letter to the Tesla board asking their investors if they have been harmed by Elon Musk running a social media network. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is even according to the New York Times. This, as Elizabeth Warren looks like she wants to hurt Elon Musk, probably with a lot of other government officials that are pissed off that he's actually calling them out and describing and detailing exactly what they're doing to the American people. Now, will Twitter be able to survive this onslaught of attacks, especially when it comes to a point in our economy where we are facing a major reckoning, especially when we're going to have an advertising bust in the market? Well, that's going to be a question worth asking, as many people are expecting a major ad downturn, as financially things are moving towards a very, very bad place that I think people should be made aware of more than ever. Will Twitter be able to survive this? Will you be buying Twitter Blue? Well, let me know down in the comment section below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org. One more video coming your way right now on lukeuncensored.com. See you there. And oh yeah, giveaway will be announced tomorrow, so stay tuned for that too.